I'm Juhi with Jay Shaw Fitness.
And it's a great day for purple pants!
Hey, I'm Juhi with Jay Shaw Fitness, and I'm joined by my mom today. She's going to demonstrate how to do the inverted row for you today. So the inverted row is just a body weight variation of the row exercise. And any rowing exercise is going to build strength in your upper body pulling muscles. So these include your upper back, your biceps, the back of your shoulders. Now the inverted row will also build strength in your hips and your core. Not only is it going to build strength, it's going to improve your posture, your shoulder health, and stability. So let's get into how to set up for this exercise. You can set up using a Smith machine if you're at a gym, a barbell, and a squat rack. You can even set up at home using a door frame or underneath a table. Today, we're going to set up by using this band, and it's going to be attached to a nice stable surface. So you're going to begin by just putting this band or even a towel or a sheet around a stable surface, and she's going to go ahead and grip the band with her palms facing towards her. So let's check out her feet first. What she's going to do is step her feet forward so she's creating a nice angle with her body. Now with this exercise, she can make it easier or difficult just by changing the placement of her feet. If she wants it to be more difficult, she would walk her feet in, creating a bigger angle. If she wants it to be easier, she would simply step back, okay? So her feet are nice and stable here. Her knees are extended straight, so her legs are actually engaged here too. Now let's take a look at her hips. You can see that they're not sagging down. Go ahead and sag down, show them what it looks like, good. And they're also not elevated way high up. So go ahead and lift your hips up towards the ceiling, good. Now come back to neutral, good. So she wants to have her hips in a nice neutral position here. And in order to do that, her core is nice and engaged, but so are her glutes and her hips, okay? So now we'll look at her chest. You can see that even in the starting position, she's already working hard to keep her chest extended up towards the ceiling, her shoulders down and away from her ears, and her back is already engaged to keep her shoulders in a healthy position. So you can see her chest isn't caving inward, right? And her upper back is not rounding. She has this nice straight extended position. So great posture here in the upper body. You definitely want to start from that position. It's going to set you up for success through the entire movement. Now let's also take a look at her neck. So you want to have a nice straight body, straight spine throughout this movement, and your neck is part of your spine. It is an extension of your spine. So you can see the back of her neck is nice and long, and she's reaching tall through the crown of her head. Also, her chin isn't jutted far forward, so her chin is actually tucked back, and all these neck muscles are nice and engaged. So now that she's set up in a strong, stable position, she's going to initiate the movement not by using her biceps and her arms, but by using her upper back muscles. So she'll draw her shoulder blades together and then pull herself up towards the band. Perfect. And release back down. Good. Pause at the top position on the next one. Good. So you can see at the top of the movement, her upper back is nice and engaged. Her shoulder blades are pinched together. Another thing you want to look at is she's maintaining this nice spine position. So her neck isn't crunching, her chin isn't jutting forward. It's all a nice straight line. Now her core is working in order to maintain that straight spine as well. If her core was not engaged, she would not be able to keep her hips in line with the rest of her body, okay? So also here, so her upper back is engaged. Her shoulders are pulled down and back, so they're nice and away from her ears. Her chest is extending towards the band, and she's actually going to pull her hands towards her lower ribs. So there is this tendency to pull up high, but then her elbows are going to flare out. She does that. So if you pull towards your lower ribs, you're going to promote this external rotation in your shoulder and perform the movement more effectively here. Go ahead. Perfect. Good. And notice here, as she lowers herself back down, it's in a slow, controlled fashion. She's even building strength through that lowering portion of the movement. So that is the inverted row. Like I said, there are many ways to do it. There's many variations on the row exercise as well. You can do weighted variations. But the inverted row is a great one that you can perform anywhere. All you have to have is a nice sturdy object that you can pull yourself up to. So it's very versatile. It's easy to change the difficulty of the exercise simply by walking the feet forward or backward. And it's going to build great overall strength, posture, shoulder health, and balance out all those pressing movements that you're doing. Okay, so that is the inverted row. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.